a little bit. We may need to modify the scale a bit, but now we want to create something that'll connect kind of these three together and then also be able to stick them right onto the base. So to do this, I want to create kind of a half circle shape. And we can do this by using a portion of a primitive. So we're going to go to Create, Polygon Primitives, and let's get a polygon pipe. So the pipe will be sort of a cylinder. I'll kind of move it up. A cylinder with a hole in it. So pretty much what it says, a pipe. So what I want to do though is I want to go ahead and rotate it 90 degrees in the X direction. Let's take our creation parameters. Let's increase the radius a bit. I'm going to move it up, and I'm just really going to concentrate on the bottom half of this pipe and just looking at this and seeing where it actually is connecting up with our pieces here. And so let's add a little bit of thickness to it. So maybe something like that. We can also change the divisions. So I'm going to change it to maybe to 22 because that gives me a polygon facing straight down. And let's also change the height a little bit so it's a little bit more kind of square shaped. And let's increase our radius just a little bit so it hits those pieces right in the middle. Okay, so kind of get our overall shapes of our bracket here done. And then what we can do is get rid of the polygons that we don't need. So let me kind of move this down a little bit. And we're not going to need these, so I'll click, double click all the way around. We won't need these. Anything above on the top of the panel we won't need. Now because this is into two parts, all we have to do now is double click on this section. We can go ahead and delete it. Now there's a couple of pieces that are sticking up. You can go ahead and hit 3 to smooth it. You can see they're still sort of sticking up. So all we have to do is kind of take these and move them down into the base object here. There's plenty of room for them to go down. And we'll do the same thing over here. All right. So what we can do now is start to add a little bit of detail to this. So I want to have the base be able to connect down into this cylinder. So we'll go ahead and take this polygon face and let's kind of scale this out a little bit. Let's do an extrude. And let's do just a small offset here. Repeat that. We'll kind of pull this down a little bit and then pull this all the way down just to add a little bit of interest there. Kind of pull this down and then we can delete that face, and that was just that bottom face that was selected. We can go ahead and delete that because this is going to extend into our base. We can smooth it to see what it looks like currently. I want to add a little bit more detail in here. So let me go ahead and select these polygons. Let's just do an extrude. We'll kind